Hey, and welcome to video number 6. In this specific video, we're going to talk about Chop option number 1, which is basically getting experts to chop the PSD Photoshop theme and turn it into a basic WordPress theme. So if you choose to take this option, this is for WordPress experts or those of you that know how to set up WordPress quickly and easily. And you're going to do that for every one of your installs. So this is great for your own theme setup, or if you are setting up sites for your local or online business clients. So if you're doing this for your clients and they're not necessarily the types of people who really want to know how to, edit the colors and this and that, then this would be good for you. Now, this requires you to do all of the technical setup, obviously, but the PSD to the WordPress conversion is a lot faster and a lot cheaper. And you can get this set up fast and easily outsourced. So let me show you how to do this. Now, before I go and show you how to convert a PSD to WordPress file, this is the layout that we received. So we've got the company name here, the contact us, the tagline, the slider or the video, the contact form, the welcome text, the map, the social media icon. We've got the news items and the widget areas here. Now, I'm going to make some adjustments to the contact form. I'm going to remove the contact to connect to Facebook and Twitter. I think I'm just going to change this up and add a normal contact form. So basically what I want to do is simply find an expert to convert that PSD file to WordPress. There's a site called xhtmlchop.com where you can convert your PSD to WordPress. Now, this is the one that we want. You can ignore everything else, but we want to get the PSD to WordPress, which is $99. That's not a bad price. So I would say even if you were to go to Freelancer, Elance, or Odesk, it's about, I'd say, anywhere from $65 to $75 to $100. And then, of course, you have your inner pages as well. So with HTML Chop, you just put your home page. The additional pages will cost money. But for me, I only got the home page and an inner page. And that's an additional $29. And let me just explain to you what these additional packages are. Basically, you can make it SEO ready if it's a PSD to XHTML package. Now, we're dealing with PSD to WordPress. So that's just a little bit different. So we would check this here. And then you can also change the width, like do you want fixed width or do you want it to be like a free liquid width? What that means is that if you check this and let's say you're viewing a website, if you squeeze it down, basically it's going to respond to your browser. And if I increase it, the WordPress site will actually increase and decrease. So as you can see, like with this one, this is kind of moving back and forth. That would be liquid. And then we've got layout horizontal alignment. I'm going to leave it left. Header footer with stretch. No, I'm going to leave it all as it is. And looks like our ending price is $128. Now, if you want to go cheaper, you can. If you go to Google, type in PSD to WordPress. That's basically what we're looking for, is PSD to WordPress. You can find other sites out there. I haven't actually used any of these other sites, so I can't really tell you whether they're good or not. But if you go to odesk.com, just like I showed you in the previous video, you can do a search by typing in PSD to WP or entering PSD to WordPress. And it looks like we got 507 contractors found. And actually, correction, 2,000 contractors found. Now, this is not necessarily a complex project to do. So you should be able to find a lot of people who can do the Photoshop to WordPress conversion. Now, for option number 2, when you get somebody to develop a control panel and make it have the ability to control the WordPress theme, that's a little more complicated, and finding WordPress programmers are not necessarily hard, but it's not as common as the PSD to WordPress. So what I would do is basically what I showed you in the previous video on creating the same project description. If you're looking for somebody to do a PSD to WordPress conversion, I would say expectations. I would expect them to know WordPress pretty well, PSD to WordPress conversion. And at this point, we don't need to include the mock-up design. We need to include the actual PSD file because we have the design. So in the description, I would say, I need someone, actually, I need a WordPress expert to convert a Photoshop PSD file to a WordPress theme. And then I would do that. The turnaround time for this, I would say 7 to 14 months, like this. Legal information, I would say you own all rights. You can even get them to sign an NDA, which I'll show you how to create an NDA in the future videos for option number 2. And payment expectations, I would leave everything else the same. So I would do the exact same thing, whether you use Elance, Freelancer, or Odesk, and go from that point. Do your due diligence, and with programmers it's a little bit different than designers, but with programmers, do the same thing, figure out a pattern and try to figure out if they actually have experience. And with Odesk, Freelancer, and Elance, most of the time if you just click on their profile, it'll tell you if they are truly WordPress developers, because you can actually see their portfolio, but I would pay close attention to the actual reviews. So PSD to WordPress theme, it looks like he charged $40. So you could actually save a little more money by going through odesk.com. So you have a good idea. It's $40 to $50 to $75. So I would say maybe put your fixed term or fixed price at $60 or $40. And the reason why I go through all these and view it is also to figure out how much people charge. So if somebody paid $40, I would invite this person to my project and put it for $50. So there you go. Normally at the end of when somebody develops it, they're going to give you the theme files, and basically all you want to do is activate the theme on your site and make sure that it all works. And then just communicate with the freelancer and communicate if you see bugs, make sure that all the bugs are figured out. Now, again, this is option number 1. Option number 2 is, I assume most of you will want to do, which is basically create a control panel and an administrator backend to control the WordPress theme. And I'm going to show you that in the next video.